Hello and welcome to Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Justin, sitting next to my friend and colleague Tony.
That's right.
Today,
Mainly friend.
Mainly friend.
Don't forget it.
Oh, that's dangerous from what you just did.
Salt.
Today we're going to be talking about a few different things here. Going to update you on some news. And beyond that,
You know what news stands for?
uh,
North, East, West, South. Did you know that?
wow, is that really where it comes
Yeah.
from? I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Also, another thing I found out on
Yeah.
a toaster, the settings, like
Mm-hmm.
the 1.5, 2.5.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm pretty sure they represent how long it's going to be in the toaster. Like 1 equals 1 minute, 1.5 equals 1.5 minutes. I always thought it was just,
I thought it was like
Put
the
it in
intensity of the burner.
yeah, that's what I
or
thought.
whatever it is.
But it makes sense that it's actual time, doesn't it?
It would make sense.
I've never thought about that, and then I saw something on Facebook, I'm like, dang, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But I've also never read an instruction booklet for toasters.
I never did either. You know, you just kind of grow up and you do it.
You just
and,
put it in.
Like, usually it's just like set to the good zone. And
It's
you
like
just keep
trial and
doing it.
error mostly, because not everybody likes their toast the same way.
That's true. That is very true.
But there's some facts for you.
The ones I like are the ones that says light, medium, and dark. And you can just set it where you want.
Yep, that's one I have, but sometimes it's not. I have a toaster oven.
Yes?
It only toasts like the top, doesn't toast the bottom, which is really frustrating.
Does it not have burners on the bottom?
I guess not.
Or the heating elements?
I guess it's not. I don't know.
Hmm.
But normally you can put toast in a toaster oven and it's really good, but not this one.
Well, you've got a pretty crappy toaster oven there.
It's good for pizzas.
Something that's good to cook from the top down. Today's episode, we'll be talking about Farcry Primal
Yeah.
and Genesis 3,
Little Smash update for you. Genesis
And-
3 and PAX.
Fast and Furious.
And then the Fast and Furious franchise, which me and Emily watched through all of them recently.
Yeah, so there's your little preview.
There you go.
Now's the time for my favorite part of the show, the theme song.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeehaw.
Here we go.
News.
News first.
I got some news on EVO 2016's lineup.
Oh,
I like EVO.
you do
One,
like Evo.
it's the biggest fighting game tournament every year.
Oh, wow.
Well-
I did not know it was the biggest.
Again, Smash Melee and Smash 4 both made it in because it's
Nice.
all. There's a lot of fighting games.
There
and
are
they
a
all
lot.
have to choose which ones are gonna get the most draw.
Yeah.
Luckily, Melee and Smash 4 both made it in. The only game to have two, like the only series to have two games represented, so that's nice.
I mean, I think it goes to show how awesome Smash is.
Other games featured Street Fighter 5,
Yep.
Guilty Gear,
Mhm.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
Okay.
Pokken Tournament.
What?
See, I always thought it was pronounced Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then I was watching a stream of people playing it, and they pronounce it Pokken Tournament.
Interesting.
I'm like, what?
I had no idea.
Smash 4, Smash Melee again, Killer Instinct on the Xbox.
I'm not sure I know what that is.
Fighting game on the Xbox.
All right, sweet. That's all I need to know because I'm literally never playing.
Mortal Kombat X,
Okay.
and Tekken 7. Tekken 7.
Nice.
So that's nice. This one, Championship Sunday, is going to be at the Mandalay Bay Sports Arena. Does that mean anything to you, Justin?
Well, it says arena and sports, so it's probably
The Mandalay Bay is a 43-story luxury hotel and casino on the Las Vegas Strip.
Dang.
They're having EVO,
Is
a
it
video
like
game
boxing
tournament.
ring? This sounds like a boxing ring.
I'm pretty sure there's been boxing people here.
That's what it sounds
They're
like.
having this tournament at the Mandalay Bay Arena. That's insane.
That is pretty crazy.
Over here it says permanent shows. Michael Jackson's one. The Lion King, Mamma Mia, and Chicago. Those are all shows that are permanent there.
Oh wow.
Or they used to be. Notable. Hold on. It's owned by MGM Resorts.
Okay.
So that's
I
the
mean
thing.
that's pretty big corporation right there.
If there's going to be another Ocean's movie, Ocean's 14, they'd probably try to rob this place.
Yeah, sounds about right from what you're describing.
There's over 3,000 rooms.
That's not enough. This is Smash we're talking about.
I mean, it's a lot.
That is quite a few. It is quite large. And as you all know, our favorite listeners, we like to we like to chronicle the rise of esports. This is really, I mean, we enjoyed doing this, but it's for those future historians 100 years from now when Esports is huge. They're gonna be like, we need primary documents about how esports started.
What were people thinking about esports in February 2016?
And then
now they know.
Underpaid Gamers Podcast is the best source. That's my future old person voice. Historians will sound like that in the future because they don't sound like that right now.
Do they not?
They
Or
do.
modern day historians sound like that in the future?
I think so.
Is that what you're saying?
Because their life will be extended because it's the future.
Extended?
That's
Or
how
just
that works.
Longer.
They will take them out of the grave and extend their life
Here's the thing.
past death.
EA is not going to E3. Like at all.
Wait. Okay, why?
Electronic Arts, the company, is not going to E3, which is...
That's like the biggest thing.
Right. Instead, they are... they rented like another place right down the road from E3 for the same weekend, except for one day longer. And they're having a thing there.
So are they like boycotting E3?
Not really. I think the article I read says that they normally have a really big, like,
reveal or
like
setup?
a really big setup at E3,
Okay.
and it cost them a lot of money. So instead, I think they just made another one. Also, there's been a lot of press releases saying that E3 doesn't want to be considered like a money whore anymore.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to do this to be like, look, fans, come and hang out with us. We're E3, and they're there one day longer than E3 is. So they're there a day before E3. So I think they'll have releases like that. Just really interesting that they did that. Reminds me.
That's a little bit different than I wouldn't expect EA to make that type of move, but the way you explain it kind of makes sense.
That's what the article said.
Does it cost extra money to go to the EA place? For like
to
people?
E3.
Well, I know E3 costs money.
Oh, EA. I think you can just walk in the EA situation.
Well, then I'm okay with that. If you had to like pay for both, I'd be a little salty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not
This is the
that I'm
first
going to
time.
both, but-
This says this is the first time EA has skipped E3 for more than a decade.
Oh wow.
So they're doing a real big thing here.
Yeah.
But I guess do what you want to do. Who knows?
It's your life, gotta do what you want to do.
Oh, what?
I'm singing a song about
Oh.
doing what you want to do, which is what EA is doing. It should be their theme song.
Maybe it is. Maybe that plays when they go in the doors.
That'd be awesome.
It's your life. Do what you want to do now.
Yep.
That's
This is like playlist of do what you want to do songs.
right. Fire Emblem, a game I'm excited for.
Oh
Are you
my
gonna buy
goodness.
it?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. You should buy it.
Should I?
Fire Emblem has very similar to Pokemon.
Okay.
This might make you a little salty. Very similar to Pokemon, they have made different copies that have different things happen in each copy.
Okay.
Specifically, anyone that's played Fire Emblem Sacred Stones knows that once you get to a certain chapter, there's two paths you can take. You can go with a guy and go his path, or you can go with a girl and go her path.
Okay.
Same thing kind of happens in this Fire Emblem, where you go and you get to choose to go with this certain family or go with this certain family. However, say you bought the blue version, the blue equivalent version,
Okay.
and you chose in the blue version to go on the red family's side,
Oh.
notification would pop up and say,
You need the other game.
you need the other game, you have to go the blue version.
That's
Even
so
though the
dumb.
choice is in there, you still have to do that. And then so that's like one side. The red side obviously is like the other family's point of view. And then the third choice is what would happen if you didn't choose to go with any family. That's the third game. So it's if you want to get the whole story, you have to buy 3 copies. So you need to buy the one that I don't buy.
This is, yeah, I was going to say, the reason you really want me to get this game is so you don't have to buy one of the copies.
That's
Gosh, dang it. Video game companies.
It's really dumb. I don't know how much different it's gonna be. Oh no, I do. They said, let me look it up here real quick because I totally forgot about this until just now. One family is gonna be like a standard Fire Emblem thing where you have to go, you have to like kill all the enemies. The other one's gonna be like a defense type of thing where you have to defend a specific point.
Okay.
For how long? They're both gonna be obviously Fire Emblem games.
Yeah.
But they are gonna be like different kind of gameplay styles. So you kind of choose which one you like.
Okay.
So like in Fire Emblem games in the past, you have to go and it's called routing all the enemies. You have to kill everybody on the field and then you win.
Yeah.
Other ones you have to go and like seize a castle. And once you seize that, no matter how many other enemies are left,
You win.
You win.
Okay.
So those are the 2 different things. So they're going to be very different games from each other.
Okay. Because it's just stylistically going to be different. Or the objectives are going to be different.
The objectives and the gameplay is going to be different.
Okay.
I'm still not happy about it.
I still think it's dumb, but it's a little bit less dumb If it's on the dumb scale, from like 1 to 10, 10 being really dumb, and 1 being...
Well, 10 would be really, really dumb.
Yeah, 10 would be really, really dumb. 1 would be like just a
Smart?
just kind of like average person.
Like a 5th grader.
Yeah. I would say that this sounds like it's a 9. It was at a 10,
Really?
but now with the style change, it's like a 9.
I don't know.
It's not very, very dumb. It's just dumb.
If they didn't announce this, and they announced this at the very beginning, they said, listen, we're having 2 different games. Both of them are different kinds of gameplay. You can choose this one or you can choose this one. I'd be like, okay, I'll just choose whichever one I like more. But now that they waited this long and it comes out literally this month, and they just announced it like a week or 2 ago.
It's like, thanks for giving me heads up there. Yeah, that seems a little bit sketchy there.
I don't know. It happens.
It does happen.
Bungie got a new president and CEO. So their first president, or not the first president, but the president that was stepped down. Now they have a new CEO, which he says is going to focus more on Destiny.
Oh, that's interesting. After they've lost their entire fan base.
Do you think it's going to matter? Do you think it's going to do anything important?
I mean, it might for the hardcore fans that still play Destiny. It might improve their lot in life, but I don't know if that's going to attract people. Like, that's such a indirect relation to the mind of the average gamer. Like, probably most gamers don't know that Bungie, I mean, unless they listen to our podcast, which they should be, but they don't know that the CEO changed, so how are they going to know that Destiny's going to get all the extra attention?
Yeah, but, I mean, maybe they don't have to know that he changed for them to know that there's new stuff coming.
That's true.
Destiny, according to some people, a lot of the fans from Destiny are going to be swayed to play the Division. So Destiny
Wait, are you buying that?
Destiny needs, if we were going to agree with that,
Okay.
definitely Destiny needs to do something to keep their fan base alive.
That's true, because now they have some type of competition. We don't know how direct of a competition there is. That is what is up for debate. If you want to know more about that debate, you can listen to our last episode, The Revenant and Space Bears.
That's right. Good title.
Thanks, man.
However, Division comes out in like March.
Yeah.
And this Destiny 2 is going to come out in September.
Yeah.
So that's like 6 months for people to play the Division and go back to Destiny.
Yeah.
So that's another argument that they're not really competing.
That's true. The timing of it helps Destiny, I would say.
Yes.
Like, at this point, they've lost, I mean, I feel like they've probably lost the majority of their fan base.
At least 2.
To playing other games.
At least 2.
Yeah, me and you, I think unless I've been really confused when we've been playing video games, we have not been playing Destiny.
That's correct. For the most part.
That'd be really surprising. It's been a while. But Destiny 2.
I think Destiny's coming out with a new update.
Is that really coming out this year? Destiny 2?
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I don't know. I haven't heard the release date.
Did you see this?
Oh,
this is news today.
Oh my gosh! I don't know.
E3 is going to have another Bethesda thing.
What?
Bethesda's having another show at E3.
Is it about Fallout 4?
I don't know.
I've heard.
What would it be about?
Well, is that? Yes, Fallout 4. I don't know. I've heard some rumblings, some of their rumors. I'm not gonna spoil anything because I know you're still playing the game.
That's true.
But
I just started.
You did just start, and I just platinumed the game, so I'm on the opposite end.
What does that mean?
It means that I got all of the trophies
in the
game.
So does that mean you're done forever?
It means I'm done until DLC comes.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot recently, like a lot, and I just keep doing things for Preston.
Stop. Leave Preston. Don't listen to him.
Does he just always have things for you to do?
You will never run out.
Gosh.
Each faction has like side missions.
Just like that?
That they just keep going over and over again so you can
get
new money and equipment so you can like farm essentially.
There was one time where he didn't have something for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, can I move on with my life?
and then you came back.
Well, then I had two things for him to do.
Yeah.
So like between the first one he didn't have anything. Did the second one, came back, he's like, oh, by the way, I got something else for you. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, it's every single time.
Gosh.
No, it came a point where I just straight up never talked to Preston again in the game.
There was one option, or one thing, where I got a notification that one of my settlements was getting attacked, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't care about that, because I didn't know the repercussions.
Yeah.
And then I got a notification, failed quest, these people died. I'm like, oh. So I had to revert my save to go and save them, because I don't want to have any failed quests.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little nervous that if he gives me a quest and I don't complete it, they'll die. What I just did now was he gave me a quest, I completed it, and didn't talk to him again. So now the quest is complete. They're safe.
You just like run. Was he like, I got something for you as you
Like,
run
no, go
away?
away.
Because I do that sometimes.
Oh, does that work?
Can I tell you something?
Okay.
You just said your goal was to never fail a quest.
Yes.
Is that like by the time you beat the game, you never want to fail a quest?
No, just not something super easy. Like.
Okay, I was gonna say, because you'll eventually fail a quest.
How dare you?
Because you have to.
I'm an expert.
Eventually. If you figure out a way around it, you should definitely talk about it on the podcast because we will be the only people to ever know.
Ooh. Well, for that moment.
Well, while we record, we will hold on to that information and be like, "Mwah!" with the only people.
I'm really enjoying the armor crafting and the weapon modding.
You did. I found myself using the weapon crafting way more than armor crafting.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a mod for the weapon. I got a full set of combat armor, and there's two different mods I'm going to talk about. One is called Pocketed, which means it increases your carrying capacity.
Yep.
And one is called Lightweight, which it decreases the weight of the combat armor. I found out that like Pocketed, like if the chest piece weighs like 10 pounds, the Lightweight will bring it down to like 5.
Okay.
Pocketed, will raise it back to its standard weight, which is like 10 pounds, but it'll also add like 10 pounds to your inventory. So that almost cancels out. They almost always cancel out or give you more carry room if you have Pocketed.
Yeah.
But I'm running into this situation where I have all this, like, I think I have 360 carry weight right now. And whenever I leave town with as little as possible, but to make sure that I'm well prepared, I have like 260 weight on me, which is way too much. Because the problem I have is I go somewhere and I do these things. I pick up all the junk because I like the settlement building option too, and like all the modding you need that stuff for. And then I run out of room and I can't be gone for so long. I always have to go back.
What's funny is that you said you leave town at 260 and your max is 360.
Yeah.
My max was 260, and I'd run around at like 180.
I have a lot of guns, a lot of heavy guns because all the mods. Really
do you do heavy guns? What's your like go-to weapon?
No, like the guns I have are modded and not heavy.
Okay.
My guns are like around 16, 17 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Some of them.
Because all the mods you put on them?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So like the combat rifle, the assault rifle, the 2 snipers I have, all this other stuff. And I have to have all those because I have different amounts of ammo. But it's just really hard for me because I always go out and like, oh, I might need this for this situation. I better bring it with me.
Right.
And then I can't go out for a super long time because I'll get filled. I'll fill up. And I have to give dog meat a sniper rifle so I can fast travel back home.
Yep.
It's just,
and he's definitely going to use that.
You know,
real well. You know,
I really like how you can equip him with things.
Yeah.
Like I have a Stars and Stripes bandana around him.
Nice.
Which is really cool.
I like that. Yeah, there's some cool stuff you can do with dog meat. But no, I get you. It's like classic Fallout probs. You like, or I mean, that was Skyrim too.
It didn't happen in Skyrim for me.
Is there?
There's weight in it.
There is weight in it though.
But I could go forever. That's because in Skyrim you don't need to pick up all this junk. In Fallout you need to pick up all this junk to do things.
Yeah, and in Skyrim you have like a weapon set that you use all the time,
That's
and
true.
you might like change it out every now and then. Like if you get a brand new sword that's awesome, but generally you're not switching back and forth. But Fallout, there's lots of different types of situations where you could use lots of different combos of guns. So
well, in Skyrim everyone uses the bow and arrow.
Right.
For the most part. You can just change arrow types, and arrows don't weigh anything. But in Skyrim, in order to change an ammo type, you have to change guns completely.
Right. Like going from energy weapons to, big guns or something.
Yeah. It's just... Ugh.
Do you ever use big guns? Because I always feel like it'd be fun to be a big gun person and like specialize in that.
What do you mean by big guns? Like missile launchers and
missile launchers,
like
miniguns, Gatling lasers.
There's not like enough...
There's like the junk jet, which I think is considered a large...
There's not enough...
As well.
I mean, the junk jet maybe, because you can always just use your junk, but there's not enough ammo for all these things.
That's true.
Like, if I know, like, when I had to fight the Queen Mirelurk, Mirelurk Queen, I had to fast travel back home and get my mini nuke and get my minigun and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you put enough perks points in the scavenger perk where you find more ammo for your weapons, like if you max that out, then you find that tons of ammo.
I need to. I have a 45 Magnum, a 44 Magnum that I've had, that I got at the very beginning. I haven't had ammo for it until like today.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying.
That's exciting.
It's fun to use. You can put like a sniper scope on it. I don't because that looks stupid.
Yeah.
But people like that.
I really don't use the scope on most things very often. Only when I'm actually sniping. Like when I'm sneaking up somewhere. I play sneaky like rifles. Like I've always done that. So usually if I'm actually in the middle of combat, I just use VATS.
I don't use VATS. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
There's just... Do you do more damage if you use VATS or not? Because I don't think you do. It just slows down time.
It does slow down time.
The only benefit I found from it is it automatically reloads your weapon.
It does. It reloads really fast, and it gives you like for sure accuracy. Like sometimes with some of the guns, I have trouble aiming at like certain distances. Like close up, like I can hit anything, but at like medium range or long range, I really like. Sometimes VATS really helps, but sometimes also just like because I'm like freaking out, like if I get attacked by all sides, like I use VATS because it gives me time to think about what I'm gonna do. So I think that helps. That helps me at least. I've also been playing. I played like all of the Fallout games, even the original ones. I've downloaded them.
The
PC.
first two, 1 and 2.
So, like I like that. Like VATS is like fun for me because like it makes me think of the old ones.
What if at the Bethesda's E3 conference they just announce another Elder Scrolls game?
That would blow my mind.
I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah, let's keep our.
That's like 2 or 3 years down the road.
What is the first rule we laid down in this podcast?
The first rule was have low expectations.
Exactly.
And then the second rule that you said
have
high hopes.
That's right.
So what am I supposed to believe here?
The low expectations.
Okay. Me and Emily discussed if they come out with a new Elder Scrolls game, we're gonna have to buy her a PS4.
Oh gosh.
Well,
that really doesn't affect me at all. But
she's been playing Skyrim a lot recently.
Oh.
But she says she's already done everything in it. And I'm like, buy the expansions.
Yeah.
And she's like,
there's some good stuff.
They're $20. There's 3 expansions. 2 of them are $20 each, and one of them is like $5, which is the Hearthfire, where you can build a home.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to spend money on it. I'm like, just do it. Like,
it'd be fun.
just do it.
Use
one, then I can play it.
Yeah. There you go.
And 2, because you like Skyrim.
Yeah.
She's talking about building a new character. Well, you already done all this though. Do something new.
Sometimes I like building new characters so I can try a different play style.
Yeah, but don't you normally just always go back to the same kind of play style?
Not always. In Skyrim, my first character was Sneaky Bows, which is essentially what I play in Fallout. And then my second time through, I did Battle Mage. So I just did magic and like run up and beat you. And I had like heavy armor as opposed to like light armors.
My first time through, I did one-handed swords, and my left hand was always heal.
Yeah.
My second time was Sneaky Bows.
Oh.
And my current playthrough, which I haven't touched in a long time, is I tried to do like a paladin type thing. So I'm using an axe with one hand and like purifying fire with my left hand.
Nice.
Just setting everybody on fire and smacking with my axe.
Yes.
It's fun.
I like that. I like what you just said. That makes me want to play it again, but like paladin mode.
Yeah, that's right. I modeled it off of the paladin from Hearthstone.
Oh.
I tried to.
There you go.
Except he doesn't use axes. He uses a hammer.
He does.
But there's not a one-handed hammer.
But axes are fine.
I thought an axe was a paladin weapon.
It is.
I'm like,
or like a great sword is a
so just set them all on fire and I smack them all. It's awesome.
I like that. I approve of this message.
Cool. I just watched this video. You were right next to me. I don't know if you paid attention to it. Insomniac's Song of the Deep video game.
I was watching as you were watching.
Insomniac.
I'm trying not to be creepy though.
Has made some really good games recently. Ratchet and Clank, things like that. Now they're doing Songs of the Deep. And you asked me if it was an indie game. And I said, no, it's Insomniac. Don't know if you knew if that meant anything, but...
I didn't know off the top of my head, but by the way that you answered it, I got the answer of if it was an indie game. Which was, no, it's not. But you could have fooled me, because...
Because it's an all-underwater game.
It just looked really low budget.
It did. Like, I don't know what's going to happen to it. I hate underwater levels of everything.
Yeah, like the Mario 64 underwater levels.
The Little Mermaid game I played.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, we talked about that a long time ago.
That was. Anyway, I don't...
Or like Kingdom Hearts mermaid levels.
Oh, blah. We had to dance with Ariel.
Freaking musical.
Like,
stop it! I hate button mashing like this. This is not how it was intended.
Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, so... I'm not excited for it. I wish they'd come out with something else. But, I mean, the Ratchet and Clank movie's coming out. But it's a movie. Then we have a video game based off the movie. Which is essentially just a remastered Ratchet and Clank 1.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll bring new fans to the franchise.
Uncharted Collection for $28.
That's just on Xbox One, though?
No. Uncharted is not on Xbox One.
Oh, I'm an idiot. You're right. I was reading the last part of
I see that.
What you...
Anyway, we need to do an Uncharted episode before Uncharted 4 comes out, which means
now
you
the pressure's
need to
on,
play
you're talking
the
about,
first 3.
You're talking about it on the podcast.
Just borrow my copies.
Oh my gosh.
Don't pay money for them. Just take them. They're right there.
There's so much pressure.
Except for Uncharted 3, which was somewhat stolen from me.
Yes.
Have we talked about that? One of my
I feel like we have.
we're gonna talk about it again.
Okay.
One of my old roommates was playing it. I'm like, that's cool. I don't mind. And he was playing it on my other roommate's PS3. My other roommate then took that PS3 to his brother's house with Uncharted 3 inside. And I asked that roommate, "Hey, can I have my Uncharted 3 back?" And he said, "Yeah." Never gave it back to me.
Oh my gosh.
So now I have an empty shell
That's so
for
disrespectful.
Uncharted 3. Every time I go to like Game Exchange or like whatever,
And you see it, and you're
and
like,
I see it, I'm like, it's $10. I can buy it, but I'm never gonna play it again.
there you go.
Well, I did play half of it, and then he tried to borrow it. But instead of just buying it, just borrow my copies.
Yeah, but here's the issue. My PS3 is on the fritz.
What does that mean?
It means that when I try and use my controllers,
When was the last time you used your PS3?
it's in the living room and it's the Netflix machine now. And my roommates use it almost every day.
Isn't the Wii U in the living room?
Yeah.
Is there not Netflix on that?
I don't know.
There has
They
to be.
use the PS3. I mean, it's like it's common usage is what happens. The controller freaks out. It like randomly scrolls through things and like presses buttons like without you doing anything.
That's weird. You only have one controller?
I have 2 controllers. I have 3, and 2 of them are messed up, and I fixed the third one because it was doing it too. I don't know what's going on.
You just play with it plugged in. Does that help?
No, that was what was messed up. It was plugged in, and then I unplugged it, and then the controller stopped working. And then I tried a different cord with the third controller, and that's what fixed it.
So you have a controller that works?
I do.
And you have a PS3 that works?
Stop it!
Do you have someone that's giving you these games for free?
Maybe. I don't
This is
know. Ecom tells me nothing is free.
We need to
Oh my god.
do an Uncharted episode before it comes out in April.
We do.
Because it's going to be the biggest Sony developed PlayStation game. Probably a favorite of 2016.
I can't think of anything that would compete for that title.
There's 2 other ones, but I don't remember what their names are. So obviously it's not that important.
Yep.
It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? I don't remember. Evolution? I don't remember. Some game there's like it's in the future and you're like
Mirror's Edge?
No. What? That's
Parkour!
No. It's in the future. I can't remember who it's made by. And you fight these like robot dinosaurs and you're a redhead girl.
Turok?
No. Those are not robot dinosaurs. Those are
just regular dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's on an island. I don't know.
Oh, Ark?
Ew.
Ark?
It's close, but
Ark?
it's not it.
Oh, no. Oh, I remember. This looks really cool. It has the bow.
Yeah.
And the robot dinosaurs.
Uh-huh. Now you know what I'm talking
it's on
about.
PlayStation. I can't remember what it's called. Either way, I will have to play it. It'll have to happen.
Yes. And who's giving you the option?
Tony is...
Me.
It's Tony, everyone. Tony's giving us the option. Giving me the option, not us. I'm not multiple people.
And then...
But sometimes I might be.
And then we can have a reaction video and we can talk about it.
Gosh.
And we can talk about predictions. You need to beat it. You need to play them before the new game comes out so we can talk about predictions for the 4th game.
It's like Indiana Jones.
You just beat Fallout 4.
I did.
What other game is on your docket right now?
Metal Gear Solid 5.
No, give me that back.
But I want to finish it.
No, I don't care. Give it back.
They give me The Witcher 3
I've
back.
restricted your...
Then
You've
I'll
already
play
beat
The Witcher 3.
You've already beat The Witcher 3.
No, I'm not.
What?
I got on Skellige and then I never finished it because we wanted to trade.
Listen, I broke
and
The
was
Witcher 3.
tired
You
of
can't
it.
play it.
You can't break my games?
It happened.
Then you don't get Metal Gear Solid back.
Just play Uncharted.
Oh my god.
We've already talked about Metal Gear Solid.
There's so much pressure. So one thing when we were talking about Fallout 4 that we didn't say was the rumors of which I found.
What rumors are those? Did you find those today?
What the DLC could be potentially for Fallout, because they announced when they made the game that Bethesda would be releasing content for it in 2016.
There's a rumor that modding is coming soon to consoles.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
I know there was like a new update was recent for the Fallout.
I think it's coming this week.
But the DLC, it all comes from, I think it was like a Redditor who was like scouring the ocean floor in the game for hints. Like, I don't know. He was like just exploring, and he found this unique object down there that's not found anywhere else in the game with like some words on it, but like they're hard to read.
Do you know what these words say, and are you not telling me because I haven't played them?
It was undisclosed. Like I couldn't read it with the pictures, but there's some analysis people are making saying that it has to do with the DLC, which also ties into the theories about some of the conversations that people have, NPCs have, just in the background. Like you're walking around somewhere, and you hear people talking, there's occasionally a conversation about a ghoul that is
What was that?
a whale.
What?
A ghoul whale
They have a
that
Moby
has a
Dick.
name.
They have a Moby Dick DLC.
Essentially. And because there's also a PC gamer who was playing Fallout 4 was like looking through the code and like looking at stuff, and he found a gun in the game, in the code that's not in the game, but it's a harpoon gun.
I heard about that.
So he said, well, if we start connecting the dots here, maybe we've got some sort of sea-based DLC? Who knows? I don't know.
Fallout 4 Black Flag.
Yeah, it's settlement building, except for now it's pirate ship building. That'd be fun.
I'm taking on water.
So that's what I got about that. That was just some
I don't
rumors
know
that I
what.
heard.
I don't. There has to be more to that DLC.
I'm sure there is.
Fighting a whale.
I mean, probably. You're hunting down a
There's-
ghoul whale.
There's this
Ooh.
there's this woman in one of my settlements that looks just like the girl from Game of Thrones that Jon Snow loves.
Oh.
I don't remember her name.
You
The
know
wild
nothing,
one.
Jon Snow.
I hate that. She's literally the only person that says that. Now everybody quotes it.
Yep.
Whenever you say Jon Snow, everyone says, "You know nothing, Jon Snow." Like, shut up. Why did they write her to say that literally 20 times?
I don't know.
Like, it's not cute. It's just annoying. Because whenever I hear her say it, I hear you say it.
Yep. Wait, every time you see her say it?
Yes.
You actually hear me say it?
Yes. Because you say it all the time. Whenever
You know
someone,
nothing, Jon Snow.
whenever someone says Jon Snow, you're like,
You know nothing. I say it on my breath.
Ugh.
I'm glad that I've invaded your life like this.
That's annoying.
Now you think about me. World domination is my next step.
Far Cry Primal.
Oh my goodness.
I sent you some videos, or I told you to watch some videos.
I did not watch them, however.
I'm not surprised.
I did see some screenshots, and I feel like I've read some stuff about it, but it's been a while. So tell me what you know, and then I'll comment about what you know.
Good. There was a live. I think it was last week. There was a live beta gameplay. Drifter played it. Some people from Shack News played it. They even had like a thing YouTube stream. It was supposed to start at a certain time. I was watching it at the time.
Yeah.
It didn't start, so I clicked away. I was there for like. Okay, so I was watching the stream for like an hour before it started. While I was watching other videos, and then I went back for like 5 minutes waiting for it to start, and it never started. So I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
So you waited an hour, and then 5 minutes in, you were like, I'm done.
Yeah, but I was watching
Oh, you're doing other stuff.
Far Cry Primal videos
Okay.
while I was waiting for it to start,
gotcha.
and it didn't start on time. So I was like, see ya.
So we've definitely mentioned Far Cry Primal before, and
Oh, we have.
we had I was like neutral, and you were like negative. Has what you've found?
Let me
about
see if
this-
I can change anybody's minds here.
All right, there's only one other mind here.
This is the
that I
beta
know
version.
of.
We have all the listeners, all their
Oh
minds.
my gosh, you're right.
They have opinions too.
I'm sorry, listeners.
Maybe they agree with me.
Maybe they should tweet who they support.
Maybe
hashtag Team Tony or
they
hashtag Team Justin.
agree with you. But I'm the one with all the information.
Yeah. I know.
Anyways, I watched like 45 minutes of videos. The videos I spent the most time on was Shack News's videos, and I looked like I couldn't tell, but I think now I know that they invited people to come and play it. And the guy that was playing the Shack News didn't seem like he knew all the functionality of the game.
Okay.
So it was very obvious to me that wasn't a developer that was playing it. This wasn't a presentation. This was, here's the game,
Play with it.
play with it.
Yeah.
So there's lots of flubs he was doing. It was clear he wasn't familiar with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not something that's against the game. That's just something that you're watching and like, if this is a presentation, like he's making
really
a lot
bad
of mistakes.
presentation.
But news people are always notorious for being bad at video games.
Yeah.
Like they can write about video games all the time and they play video games all the time. But compared to people that like play video games for a living,
Like streamers?
as like streamers,
Yeah.
they're like notoriously worse at playing than they
Oh
are.
yeah. I mean, naturally, it makes sense.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
There's a lot of dialogue in this game.
Ooh.
None of it's in English. Everything is captioned.
Uh-oh.
So
Is it like a primal language?
this
would you
is
say?
yes, it's literally 10,000 BCE
Yeah.
before Common Era. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of communication. None of it is English. It's all captioned, like I just said. Which I don't like at all because I don't even like reading captions.
Yeah.
When you can just have it in English, specifically when you can just be like, this is in English for you, but really it's in this foreign language. But because you understand it, you're understanding it in English type of thing. You know what I mean?
Or at the very beginning of the game, it's in the other language, like in an opening scene or something, and you get caption, and then it like develops into English.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the cutscene, it switches because games do that all the time, or like movies have done that before, where they'll start the conversation like Russian, like old spy movies, and then they'll end it in English, and then it'll be English for the rest of the movie. They could do that, and you get the picture.
And it's just easier because in this one you'd be like, I understand that they're speaking no one's gonna be like, well, there's gonna be a good amount of people who are like, why are they speaking English 10,000 years in the past?
Right.
It's like they're not. It's easier for you to understand in English, so that's why. So that's the thing.
Those complainers are dumb if that's what they complain about.
There is a very early scene where you're hunting a mammoth.
Ooh.
And you have a spear in your hand, and you're like sticking it.
Yeah.
You're like sticking it in the mammoth.
How exciting!
You're doing damage to it, but it's not literally sticking the mammoth. It's like glancing off of it.
Okay.
So the hunting mechanic specifically for that, like, there's like nothing. Like in some games, it just looks like.
Is that because it's not polished, or is that just like?
It just looks like you're hitting like an aura around the mammoth and doing damage, as opposed to actually hitting the mammoth.
Okay.
Arrows will stick into it.
Okay.
But like your spear won't. It's really weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
There's a cool thing.
Can you throw your spear?
Yes.
Yes.
You can throw spears.
Yes.
There's a couple different weapons, but I didn't stay around long enough to figure them all out. There's a cool thing I really liked was in Far Cry games in the past, you've had a camera on you, and if you look through the camera, it marks enemies on your map, and you can find out where they are.
Oh.
The equivalent of that in this game is you call an owl. You can tame an owl and you call it, and the owl flies above you, and you control the owl, and it marks enemies for you, similar to a camera.
Okay.
I have here it's Warg like from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
So you kind of, and it's like a thing throughout the whole game. Like you can tame all these animals. So he essentially like does this owl call.
Can he
and
warg
then
into
your personality goes into the owl, and then the owl marks all these enemies, and the owl can even attack people.
Oh, interesting.
And they know where everybody is. Other beasts you can tame. It looks like they're okay. Two things: taming beasts. There's other beasts you can tame: badgers, cheetahs, leopards, bears, wolves, and saber cats.
Okay,
as well as other things.
Are there honey badgers? Because
I assume it's just
you
regular
know how
badger.
Far Cry is about honey badgers.
Anyways, that looks really cool. Being able to tame animals, because then they become like a companion to you.
Yeah, and also gives you some flexibility in how you approach situations, right?
Yeah, because everything like cheetah is obviously faster than bear, but a bear is like a tank, and a cheetah is just like a quick in and out thing. Yeah. But you can command those animals to do other things, like go attack this person, go do this, go do this.
Oh, nice.
So animals have always been a big thing in Far Cry. Like in Far Cry, some of the settlements or some of the outposts would have animals in cages, and if you blew up in the cage, like the animal will come out and like kill everybody.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever done that in Far Cry 4?
I have. Yes.
Exactly. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can do that. However, in this, I assume there's going to be animals in cages still, but you also have your own animal you can control.
Okay.
So that's a really cool thing. The way you tame an animal, the way that it showed it is you essentially like walk up to it and like press a hotkey, and you put your hands out like shh, it's okay, girl, whatever. So
I assume it's not a mini game.
No, and I assume you have to level that up to like tame like bears and saber cats and stuff. But like
sense.
You can like get a wolf real quick, really early on in the game, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I love wolves.
It looks like you create a village, and then NPCs join that village.
Oh,
and then
it's like a tribe. You build a tribe?
Kind of like that.
That's exciting. It's like Fallout 4 with settlements. Man. Is there Preston Garvey in this one? Did you see a Preston
I hope not.
character?
I don't know.
Have got something else for you to do.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Go away. I hate that. Yeah, so I didn't see the village creation page, but I saw there's a notification when somebody was playing, and it said, this person joined your village. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That it's going to be like this. And I assume those people wander throughout the land and like fight you or fight with you or fight for you, whatever.
Yeah. You can utilize them in some way in the story or in
Far Cry
play or something.
Always has a level where you're drugged out of your mind.
Oh yeah.
This one happens and it's called Vision of Beasts.
Oh.
And you're just going through and you see. I hate those levels.
Yeah.
Those drug levels, I hate them.
Yeah. Wasn't in Far Cry 4? Wasn't that like an arena fight one?
No.
Oh no, you're up at the house.
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
I just remember it was super trippy.
I hate it.
You're like, what's going on?
And wait, Far Cry 3 or
Far Cry 4? Far Cry 4. Oh yeah, you go to like that weird Nirvana land and the white tiger or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I remember that.
It's like the floating islands and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
There's like demons everywhere.
And it has no like Far Cry is like sometimes trying to be realistic, and then other times it's like this. I'm like, I hate you.
Stop it.
So that's what I picked up from the beta. I watched this beta like a week ago, so I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the forefront of my mind.
Okay.
But that's what I thought. So I really don't like the captions. Tame and Beast looks cool. Hunting Spirit and Second Mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. The map is really large, and there's no vehicles. Like you have a grappling hook, like you did in Far Cry 4.
You have a grappling hook as a primitive man?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But there's no vehicles. I don't know how you're gonna get from one place to another.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Is there gonna be fast travel? Maybe they'll just have a fast travel thing in there.
The way fast travel always works in Far Cry is you have to go to an outpost to fast travel
like
to another
a signpost or whatever.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a hang glider.
Mm-hmm.
But
interesting.
There's not a. It's a lot. It's melee combat. Like you have a bow and arrow, like you would. But if that doesn't happen, like you can't like pull out a shotgun. You have to melee fight everybody. You have a club and stuff, and I don't like that. It's like what was that zombie game? Dead Island?
Yeah.
I think it was called Dead Island.
I remember that game.
And that wasn't very good.
I really did not enjoy that game. I tried twice to get into the game, but both times just flopped for me.
So
flopped like a dead zombie. Like a dead zombie fish.
A ghoul whale.
The ghoul whale. Yar, Harvey Timbers, we got ourselves a ghoul whale.
Either way, I'm not excited for Far Cry Primal.
Okay. Did that, like, move you in the direction a little bit of being excited? Or is it, like, overall impression still super negative? Or, like, still just a little bit negative? Or
on a scale of 0 to 100.
Okay.
And 0 being, this game is the worst. And 100 being, this game is the best.
Okay.
My excitement for it, or I guess my excitement scale.
Your expectation for it or something?
My excitement for it or expectation for it was, like, at a 20.
Okay.
So it looked really bad. After seeing the beta, or whatever this was, it might be, like, a 50.
Okay.
But I'm definitely not going to pick it up.
Okay.
I can see how people will enjoy it.
Okay. So for you to even buy it, you need like major convincing at this point.
Yeah, and there's
like unrealistic amount of convincing.
Yeah, because I mean it's in the past. Like how much fun can that be? Just clubbing people.
I don't know. History sucks, man.
I agree.
I'm a history teacher, so that's
these things that I've told you, have they swayed you one way or the other?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm moving more towards the not pick it up when it comes out type mode. Maybe even not even buying it at all. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to wait until, officially, until reviews come out. I'm not going to buy it on release. I'm not like that excited about the game. So, we'll just see what reviewers have to say. See what happens. But it sounds like it's not going to be up to what Far Cry 4 or 3 was, which for me, like, I never played Far Cry 3, so Far Cry 4 was awesome. I loved Far Cry 4.
Yeah. Did you beat it all the way?
I did.
I didn't.
I did. I did beat Far Cry 4. And when you told me, you told me it's essentially the exact same game as Far Cry 3, and I was like, I have nothing to compare that to. So I thought this one was awesome. So I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Over the weekend, on Sunday, we had a couple people come over to my house.
You were
one of them.
I was one of the people, and your wife made pretzel bites, and they were really good.
Dude, they were spinach artichoke bites.
Yeah, those things are great.
Pretzel bites.
There was pretzel bites with cheese dip, and then there was the spinach artichoke.
That's right.
Like baked goodness. It was so good.
We played Smash. You left at everyone got here at 4:00.
And I left at 5:15.
You left at 5:30. Everybody else left at 9:00.
Oh my gosh.
We played Smash.
That's so much smashing.
So
I would like to say that I won twice, and that was it.
Did you?
Yeah, in the free-for-all, because my main characters are all pretty light characters, I'd say. And so the first couple rounds, I was using light characters, with the exception of Link, and I was just getting knocked around. So I used Donkey Kong twice, and both times I used Donkey Kong got first.
Did you? I remember.
Or, I survived till the end.
You donkey punched me right at the end.
Yeah, that's right, I did.
Stupid.
Donkey punch.
We played in a manner that me and you don't know how to play in.
There were some items.
Which were...
That's random stuff.
4 people playing.
Yeah.
And items. And...
weird maps.
We only played on Final Destination. For the most part.
Well,
80% was on Final Destination.
Okay. That's true. But we used we did Fountain of Dreams once.
Yeah.
I hate that map in the first place.
Why?
Because it's so small, and you use Marth on that map, and I'm just bouncing around the whole time. Just trying to stay on the map. And then we played on is it the Lynx one? Because it has the turtle that goes up and has...
Oh, Great Bay.
Yeah, I hate that map.
Why?
I hate that map.
That map is awesome.
Yeah, it's the worst map.
No.
Yeah.
Pokeflits is the worst map.
True.
Any of the
It's
Samus
the
levels.
second worst
Any of the
map.
Samus levels.
That's true. The lava sucks too. So I guess it's
the
not
Ice Climber level.
The ice climber is not as bad because I feel like I can manage the ice climber map a lot better. Well, you know,
The Ice Climber level will kill you.
That's
Great
true.
Bay will not.
That is true. Well, yeah, you're right.
Just don't go towards the turtle.
It's just
turtle.
no. The turtle's fine. I actually like the turtle. It's like the platforms that are underneath. Like if you get smashed, you bounce off the middle part and then you bounce straight down and you're dead. Like, you don't even have time to recover.
You won on Great Bay. The only reason you won is because of the Tingle's balloon. It bounced you. You're heading off the level and it's bounced you back.
Tingle saved me.
Gosh,
he's the man.
What a bunch of.
I won.
Anyway, in the past.
It is in the past.
Genesis 3 happened.
Yes.
You watched some of it.
I did watch.
I was surprised.
I know.
Of the two of us, I watched the most Smash.
Definitely.
Undoubtedly.
You are way more in that community than I am.
There was 1,828 entrants at Genesis 3.
But only one winner!
Yes, technically.
Well, two, right?
I mean, there was Smash 64. There was Melee. There was Smash 4. And there was doubles. So there's
So there's 4 winners!
well, doubles. 5.
But really, the Melee winner is the only real winner.
That you care about?
Let's be honest.
Anyway, Genesis 3... For some history lesson for you, Genesis 1 happened.
Ooh.
Genesis 1 was Armada's first U.S. major.
Okay.
Mango wins Genesis 1 over Armada in Grand Finals.
Nice. Using Fox?
Probably.
Yeah, 20XX.
Genesis 2, Armada wins over Mango in Grand Finals.
Oh my gosh.
So, the tagline for Genesis 3 was, the set is tied 1-1.
Nice.
In reference to Mango and Armada.
Yeah.
Genesis 3... Top 8, I will go over real quick.
Okay.
Top 8 is, not in any specific order, was Armada, Hungry Box, PPMD, and Mango, the 4 Smash Gods. Mewtwo King was not there. Axe, who plays Pikachu, Nintendude, who plays Ice Climbers, Ice, who is a European Fox, and SFAT, who is West Coast Fox. California Fox. He might be NorCal. Anyway, earlier in Top 64... Mango got knocked down to loser's bracket by Axe, who plays Pikachu.
Yes, I've seen Axe play.
Is he fantastic as a Pikachu?
Pikachu, oh yeah. I've never seen a Pikachu like that.
He's the best Pikachu in the world. Have you seen his set versus Silent Wolf, where he four-stocks him in under a minute?
I have not seen that.
But you know about it? He four-stocks him in under a minute.
Not until right now. I don't know, like, I saw Axe at PAX. That's the first time I'd seen him play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He got 4th at PAX.
Yeah, I saw him play... Who was it?
Mewtwo?
No, it was somebody before that.
Wizrobe. SJ. SFAT.
No.
Mango?
Nope.
Hungry Box?
Maybe.
No.
I can't remember.
West Balls is the only Falco to ever take a...
West Balls. I remember watching him at PAX.
Yeah? He's good, too.
He is good.
He shines all the time.
He did. I was so impressed. I was like, man, I want to play Falco so bad right now. That's what I thought when I saw him. I was like, dang it.
Anyway, back to Genesis.
Like
I said, Mango got knocked down to loser's bracket early by Axe. Hold on, I have it here. Made an incredible run through loser's bracket. I have the bracket right here in front of me. He started in the loser's bracket, losers round 1. He beat Nintendude, who was Icy's, 3-0.
Nice.
He then played PPMD, another god, beat him 3-0.
Oh my gosh.
He then played Axe again for the rematch, beat Axe 3-0.
Oh my gosh, he's on a roll!
Then played Hungry Box, and he won 3-2.
Ooh, Hungry Box was killing it.
And then played Armada in Grand Finals, beat him 3-1 to push Armada into Losers Final. So this round 2 Grand Finals
oh my
was where it ended. But before we get to there,
I want to know what happens.
Mango was destroying people in this Losers bracket one. He was just murdering people.
Yeah.
But there are some instances where things happen that shouldn't have. The very last stock versus Axe in the game 3, Axe made a very uncharacteristic suicide.
Oh, no.
Which, I mean, it was...
My worst enemy!
He was already up 2-0,
yeah.
So that could have gone any way if he didn't. Suicide, but that ended it. The set against Hungry Box, literally watch it. Genesis 3, Mango versus Hungry Box. The very first stock.
Yeah.
Hungry Box, Mango is dead to rights. Hungry Box goes below the stage to hit him for whatever reason, and he bounces off the top after Mango uses Firefox, and then Hungry Box dies first. So Mango gets game 1, even though he shouldn't have had game 1, which then affects all of the counter picks and everything.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of game 5, after Hungrybox has made 2 wins, I believe Hungrybox suicides again.
Oh no.
So this commentators are talking about how the Smash gods just want Mango to win, like God is on his side, because they want it to be Armada Mango for the grand finals to finalize a set from 1-1.
The Genesis sets, yeah.
That's right. And then Mango, hot off of everything, fights Armada and wins 3-1. Armada using Peach and Fox, and Mango just destroys him. Yeah. Then Armada just switches to Peach, and then 3-1's Mango. So Armada gets first place. Mango gets second place.
Yeah.
The set is tied 2-1 Armada's favor, but they're talking about how it's going to be a best of 5.
You know, I do remember now watching. I watched the final moment with Armada as Peach. I think I got that last round, the losers round, I guess, when Armada got knocked down. So that was some crazy stuff, man. Blows my mind. It makes me realize how bad at Smash I am.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about that before. Like you're better than me, but I'm pretty good compared to most people I play with. And then I look at this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a whole other level.
There's a couple highlight videos about Mango's run through losers bracket.
Yeah.
It's like 12 minutes long. Just watch it.
Yeah.
It highlights everything. Or just watch Genesis 3 Top 8. That's also on YouTube. For some really high quality Smash. The Ice versus SFAT, 2 Fox players. One of the best Fox dittos I've ever seen. It goes to game 5. That's
nice.
Losers round 1. Whoever lost that got 8th place.
That's right.
Which is still in the money and it's still top 8 of
out of thousands of people.
Yeah. But that's if you're looking for a really good Fox versus Fox. Ice versus SFAT is incredible. PBMD, my favorite, had a really good set against Armada in winners round 1. It ended 3-1, but it was incredible.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. Very nice.
But Genesis 3 was just a great tournament in general. And then, like, the next weekend, or 2 weekends after, PAX.
Yeah, I was surprised at how quickly that was a turn.
I didn't even...
pretty big.
Somehow I didn't even know about PAX. It was on the stream, and I saw people tweeting about it, and I'm like...
You texted me, and I was like sitting grading papers at, like, a Starbucks or something, and I felt like a nerd, because I was, like, sitting at Starbucks, a bunch of hipsters, and I was watching Smash tournaments on my...
I watched Smash tournaments at work.
But I was like, whatever, man. I don't care. And so I just kept grading and watching it, and mostly watching it.
Top 8.
Graded more.
Top 8 at Smash, PAX was Hungrybox, Mango, Westballs, Axe, Mewtwo King, Wizrobe, S2J, and SFAT. Armada wasn't here for this one. Well, there's only, from the Wikipedia page, it said there's only around 55 players that played.
Wow. That's a lot smaller.
It is a lot smaller.
Quite a bit.
I also think they had grand final... No, I think they had grand finals on Sunday.
I think I know who won this one.
Yeah? I actually didn't see the top 8 match. I just watched a couple of matches of it, but I didn't get to see the final.
I watched Axe and Westballs play.
Axe and Westballs are on the same sponsor.
Really?
Yeah, Tempo Storm.
So they play each other all the time then?
I mean, they play each other all the time. Axe is from Arizona and Westballs is from SoCal, I think. But they always meet at tournaments and they're always like top 8. So they play all the time like that. Actually, an interesting stat of the games they've played, of matches.
Yeah.
In the set that you watched, they were equal 25-25.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw those numbers. I was like, I have no idea what that means and why that's significant. But
it's just like a win-loss ratio.
Overall time.
Yeah. So
they're pretty
on
good.
that match, they were 100% equal.
Wow. That's crazy.
But they're both by the same sponsor, so they're good friends. Wizrobe and S2J are really good Falcons. I don't know. Who do you think won?
I'm pretty sure Hungrybox won this.
Hungrybox did win. Over Mango.
Which I like Hungrybox. I mean, like you said, I have limited capacity. I think the people that I feel I gravitate towards is Mango and Hungrybox. And mostly because I followed Hungrybox first on Twitter, and so he was like the only Smash person.
They're like super rivals.
I'm sure they are.
That's super fun.
I followed Hungrybox for a long time on Twitter without following anybody else from competitive Smash. And so I just saw all his stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this guy. And then I followed everybody else, and I was like, oh, Mango plays Fox a lot.
Hungrybox isn't a bad person. I like Hungrybox.
Yeah.
He's got
a good beard.
He's like a chemical engineer or something. So he does a lot.
Yeah.
Else. He's like the exact opposite of Mango.
Really?
So like Hungrybox went to college, studies hard, does all this stuff. Mango gets drunk all the time, spends all his money at the casino and stuff like that. But they're both like equivalent in Smash.
Oh man,
which is so weird. But
two worlds collide.
that's right. Anyway, good month, good start off for the year. Of Smash.
Yeah, loving Smash.
Excited for Evo. Super excited for Evo.
That'll be crazy.
Hopefully, I didn't mention this, at either of these tournaments, Leffen wasn't there. Leffen's had a lot of problem with his visa.
Yeah.
So while these tournaments are still huge and major,
He's
you're missing one of the biggest threats.
Right.
One of the best players in the world. People have started calling him the sixth god.
Right.
I prefer to call him the God Slayer because that's an awesome name.
Yeah, I like God Slayer.
But you can win this. Like, Armada beats Leffen all the time, but you can win Genesis 3. And that's incredible. But if you didn't play Leffen, it's less incredible.
Right, because it's one less factor you're having to deal with. You know,
that's right.
Like he can hold his own.
Definitely.
So
everyone was there, but dang, I love watching Smash.
I know you do. It's like a passion.
That is. I'll talk about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we said that we were going to talk about Fast and Furious, so we can talk about that real quick. You've only watched the first episode,
like the
first movie,
one,
and
I was like a teenager. I don't even remember what was in it. I just remember there were fast cars and Vin Diesel.
And Paul Walker.
But I didn't know who Paul Walker was.
That's true. Paul Walker's he's done a few other movies, but he's really only done Fast and Furious. That's what he's known for.
Yeah.
But, what am I going to say? Me and Emily were looking for a movie to watch. I said, let's watch Fast and Furious, all of them. So we watched all 7 of them.
Oh my gosh, what a marathon.
She not all at once, over a couple weeks, but she really likes action movies, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. So we watched these, and I would always ask her afterwards, like, what did you think? Sometimes she'd say, this is really fun, this is a good movie. Sometimes she'd say, this movie is not as good as this other movie in this series.
Tokyo Drift?
That one she didn't like.
I've heard that one was the roughest.
5. 2 and 3 is Tokyo Drift, aren't very good. 6 isn't very good. Fast and Furious 6, but a few thoughts I had, I'll touch on them real quickly. Paul Walker in movie 1 and movie 2, for sure the main character. Movie 3, he's not in it.
Yeah.
By movie 4, 5, 6, and 7, he's like no longer the main character. Mm-hmm. He has been almost replaced by Vin Diesel. Now they're both still in the movie.
Yeah.
But the main focus is definitely on Vin Diesel.
So screen time wise, like,
well, kind of like it's almost the same screen time, but just like Vin Diesel is the leader. Vin Diesel is in charge, so he is the leader of the movie. Whereas I preferred Paul Walker to be in charge. That's a first thought. I have on here family. Vin Diesel's always talking about family, and incredibly enough, in this movie, Vin Diesel has a really stable home life when he was younger. Like, both of his parents died, unfortunately, but like he had a really good dad. He had a really good mom. He has a sister. His girlfriend he knew when he was like 4, right down the road. He stuck with her forever. But even with that, he still turns to like a life of crime, which is interesting.
That is interesting. But I mean, it makes sense.
And then that's the first movie. The second movie is more just about like loyalty to your friends and family. So that's a major theme. Dwayne Johnson,
The Rock,
started showing up in this movie. Movie 5, Fast 5, I believe. Jason Statham was in Fast and Furious 7.
That's random.
What?
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
He was the villain.
He plays that. I mean, he plays like a driver and a bunch of stuff.
Well, he was the villain in 7.
Oh, he was a villain.
That's which is also why I think, because as we talked about before, Fast and Furious is one of the like top 10 highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 7.
I remember we did talk about that.
Jason Statham, I think, is part of that. But this is a movie where I don't think these 3 people are ever in another movie, or even in movies together anymore. Vin Diesel, The Rock, and Jason Statham. I don't know of any movie where Vin Diesel is in it with The Rock, or Vin Diesel is in it with Jason Statham, or any other combination.
Right. It's a pretty unique combination.
But there is a fight scene, and in any of these movies, there is a fight scene between
the 3 of them?
But no, not 3 of them, but 2 of them. So like, there's a fight scene between Vin Diesel and The Rock. There's fight scenes between The Rock and Jason Statham. And there's fight scenes between Jason Statham and Vin Diesel. So it's fun to see that because you'd never see that anywhere else.
Right. The big action stars are getting together.
That's right.
And fighting. Who won?
It kind of depends. Vin Diesel being the main character,
he wins.
Always wins.
Yeah.
But it was really close with The Rock. It's really weird because The Rock is like 6 inches taller than Vin Diesel, and his muscles are like as big as his head. There's no way The Rock is losing to anyone.
He's literally a rock.
But he loses to Vin Diesel when they're on different sides. Loses to Jason Statham. Funny part is, in their fight, Jason Statham breaks Dwayne Johnson's The Rock's arm.
Yeah.
Later in the movie, The Rock is getting called back into action because his friends need help. Literally flexes off the cast.
I want to see that.
It zooms in on the cast, and before it does it, because I've never seen it before, I'm like, oh no. He literally just flexes off the cast. Like, he flexes and it breaks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so corny.
I love that.
This is a really good movie for one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
There is a scene in 7 where Vin Diesel is fighting Jason Statham. This is the major action set piece. And I don't remember what the line is, but Vin Diesel essentially says, the street always wins, because they're in LA, which is their home turf. Mm-hmm. And when they're fighting on top of a parking structure, parking garage, that's already been like kind of destroyed by a crash and like an explosion, so it's kind of crumbling. Vin Diesel says, the street always wins, and he kicks the ground. And the ground in front of him crumbles, and Jason Statham falls into the ground.
Ah, that's crazy.
And like, it's so
corny.
It's so corny. But it's a Fast and Furious 7 specifically is a good action movie. 6 didn't like as much. It seemed to go on for a long time. Really long action scenes, and you're just like, I'm tired of watching this.
Yeah.
5 and 4 are pretty good. 3 is Tokyo Drift. You could probably do okay without seeing that one. However, one of the best characters, Han
Solo?
No. Han comes from Tokyo Drift. So he's Emily's favorite character.
Okay.
He's an Asian guy. 1 is really good. 2 is good. There's a character introduced in that one called Roman Pierce, who comes back in movie 6. 5?
So there are some recurring characters.
They're all recurring characters.
There aren't in every single one, though. There's a few that are in every single one.
No. Paul Walker, Vin Diesel are in. Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, and the 2 girls, which is Mia, which is Vin Diesel's sister, and I can't remember her name. Vin Diesel's girlfriend.
Okay.
Played by Michelle Rodriguez. I can't remember her on-screen name, but those 4. So when I refer to the 2 girls, that's who I'm referring to: Mia and Michelle Rodriguez's character.
Okay.
So those 4 are in the first one. Paul Walker and Roman Pierce are number 2. 3 is Han and the country boy, which I can't remember his name. I'm going to call him Travis, is in that one. And 4, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Mia, and Michelle Rodriguez's character are in it. I believe... No. And then 5, there is the whole group. So, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Han, Mia, another girl from 4, and then... I think that's it. And then 6, everybody, and 7, literally everybody that's ever been in it. Oh, The Rock joins in 5.
Nice.
And then The Rock is in 6, and The Rock is in 7, and Jason Statham joins. So you have a huge crew.
That is huge.
By 7, and they're making an 8th movie. Paul Walker's not going to be in it because he died.
And I heard his brother is not going to, because his brother looks almost exactly like him.
He has 2 brothers, and he unfortunately passed away while they were filming 7, Fast and Furious 7. And his brothers filled in for him in certain scenes. It's really unfortunate because he was going to have a bigger role in it, but I think he passed away like halfway through screening.
Yeah.
So he has a much smaller role in it where his brothers are essentially body doubles. There's some CGI stuff. There's a really nice farewell scene at the end of the movie for him. It turns out when Paul Walker died, he died in a car accident. The crew... Like, the main actors of Fast and Furious went to the accident scene, and, like, Vin Diesel gave, like, a speech. So Vin Diesel and, like, Paul Walker were, like, really close friends.
Yeah, I mean, after 7 movies.
Like, yeah. So that happened.
You can't be friends. That's a lot of time together.
There's just a really good actors in this movie, for this specific movie. I mean, they're not going to win any Oscars or anything.
But for this style of movie, they fit it.
They fit really well. 1 and 2 and 3 were all about street racing. And then 4 and onward are more like
Grand Theft
heist movies.
Yeah.
Like The Bank Job and stuff like that. Which is really interesting. I prefer street racing to heist movies. When I think of Fast and Furious, I always think of fast cars racing.
Yeah.
And in the later, it's more just action movies, like James Bond movies. Like, what's going on here? In 7, there was a scene where all their cars are packed into a giant cargo plane. And they drive the plane. They drive out of the plane. And they all parachute. The parachutes are attached to their cars, and they parachute and they land on this road, and that's the only way they can get to this specific place.
Oh wow.
And they literally did that to film. Like,
it's not CGI?
No.
What?
They literally launched cars out of a plane
to film
crazy. It. So that's fun.
Wow.
The movie definitely gets crazier as it goes on. Like, just as serious. It seems like everyone's just action stars by the end of it. Like, everyone knows Kung Fu. Everyone knows how to fight. In the very first one, Paul Walker is a police officer, so he has some fighting training, but he's still like a brawler. Vin Diesel's just a huge guy, so he just knock anybody out. By Fast and Furious 7, Paul Walker is like a martial arts expert for whatever reason, and so are a couple other people. Ludacris, by the way, the rapper, the hip hop artist.
Yes.
He's in episode 1, or he's in movie 1, and then movie 5, 6, 7. So I didn't mention him, but he's there.
He's another recurring character.
Yeah. He is also a
martial arts expert.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. But actually, in Paul Walker's real life, I read he has like a black belt in like 3 different kind of martial arts. So he might just want to be like, I know this stuff. Let me put it in the movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it'll be cool.
It'll only add to the movie.
Right.
So it's an action movie. Dang. Well,
for the 7 movies,
you're making me want to watch all these.
Out of 10, I would probably give it 7.5 or 8 to rate all movies at once.
Okay, one lump grade.
1 is very good. 2 I enjoyed. 3 is definitely the worst. 4, 5 they increase 4 and 5. 6 kind of dips down, and then 7 is really good.
Okay.
7 and 1 might be equivalent goodness. There's just you
There's
can't go
more sentimentality to the 7th though.
Yeah, you can't go from 1 to 7 and be like, I know what this movie is, because you kind of have to watch all of them to understand how they progress to a giant action film.
Yeah. Okay.
But Fast and Furious 8 is coming out. I think it's going to take place in Chicago or New York. I'm not sure, but I don't know much about that. But that's my quick rundown of Fast and Furious.
Wow, 1 through 7. That's pretty good. Again, you're making me want to watch them.
They're funny. They're fun. What you should do in your meantime
is play Uncharted. I know. I knew you were going to say that. I was trying to say Nathan Drake, but I was like, I know that's the name of... I forgot Uncharted. I knew Nathan Drake, but not Uncharted.
Well.
Okay, well.
If you have also watched Fast and Furious, or Smash, or literally anything else we talked about.
Genesis 3, Fallout 4, Platinuming. If you want to talk about or have any questions about Platinuming Fallout 4, we have gotten a question. We got tweeted at for some help on some Fallout 4 Platinuming. So I've done it now, so if you need help with that...
Oh, I got the touchdown trophy. What is that?
Touchdown is when you get blown up by a mini nuke.
That definitely happened.
And I think your body parts have to dismember.
Yep.
And you have to fly in the air.
I don't think I flew in the air, but I definitely.
I think you have to be like one part of your body has to fly in the air. Something like that.
Well,
it's weird.
I got it. Anyway, if you have comments, questions, whatever, you can tweet at us at UP Gamers Podcast. You can email us at underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com. You can always comment on our tracks on SoundCloud.
Yeah, which is real nice because it gives us a time, and so we know exactly what you're talking about because it's right in the middle of that conversation.
And it's real easy to reply to.
It's so easy. On top of that, if you'd like to ask us any questions that you can't do over tweet because it's not enough characters, you can send us an electronic letter through email to underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com. Yeah.
You can find us on SoundCloud and iTunes, always a free download.
And we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So engage in the community.
That's right.
The underpaid community.
That's right.
We're all poor because of video games.
That's right.
That works.
Well.
All right. Well.
Thanks for listening.
Sayonara.
If you made it this far.
Yep. Good job.
Congratulations. Trophy for you.